might have been enough to get Frazier the touchdown, or check that, the first down. And indeed, they move the chains. So first down, Olathe East, they pick up a big first down on the shoulders of junior Hayden Frazier. Blazovic and company break huddle, and the Olathe East Hawks line up again in that power I formation. One right wide receiver split far right. And McCray running across motion to the near side, handoff up back, and it goes for a loss of 1. Ryan Woodson, the fullback, on that play. No gain credited to Ryan Woodson. Turner got there in time to stop him for no gain. Woodson, the up back, play action rolling out to the right, and a pass completed, looked like it was to McCray for about 8 yards, and knocked out of bounds on that far side as he neared the 30-yard line. So set up at the 29. It's going to set up a 3rd and 1 situation for Olathe East. Glad to have visuals for you here in the Great Mall of the Great Plains game of the week as Olathe Northwest takes on Olathe East. I'm Kyle Larson, and it is Ethan Denton providing us with the visuals. Tight right handoff, right to, looked like that one was to Kelly. Kendall Kelly couldn't get the first down, stacked up right about the first down marker. Well, they did give it to him. 2-yard gain. The PA announcer even questioning that one. I'm not sure if there's a second effort at the end that got Kendall Kelly the first down. 29 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Olathe East leads, and they're milking the clock with a lot of running here, trying to keep that passing offense of Olathe Northwest off the field. Blazovic under center. Hands off left side. Looks like it's Kelly again, spinning down to about the 39-yard line. Or check that, 34-yard line is Kelly. Gain of 4. Into the first quarter. 7-0 Olathe East leads that frame. They're going into the second quarter here in just a moment. Olathe East going to be set up with a 2nd and 7 from their own 34-yard line when play resumes. Visit MrOlathe.com to search homes for sale in Olathe, Johnson County, and the entire KC metro area. Make MrOlathe.com your one-stop shop for searching homes for sale. That's Mr. M-I-S-T-E-R, Olathe.com. Nick and Jake's. Nick and Jake's Real Food, Honest Drink. Nick and Jake's, the proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com. Check out our promotions throughout the season on Facebook or on Twitter, at Nick and Jake's. Second quarter coming on, and it was Kelsch who was the offensive star for the Olathe East Hawks. In that first quarter, Junior Williams prevented a couple big plays. First one was a interception he caught on a deep pass on the right side from Rook to cause the first turnover of the game on the very first play of Olathe Northwest's offensive series. And then Junior Williams, not necessarily what you want to give him credit for, but prevented a touchdown with a pass interference penalty that eventually led to Olathe Northwest turning the ball over, and Olathe East now has it here in the second quarter, 7-0. McCray, the nearest wide receiver for Olathe East. And Blazovic in the offset eye. McCray goes in motion near the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Kelsch. Kelsch trying to find room, going to bounce it out to the outside. Trying to get away from the last line of defense. Can't do it. Is Kelsch. He picks up about 9 yards, though. Or check that, 6 yards on 3rd and 7. So about a yard short of the sticks is Kelsch. 4th and 1. Not sure if we're going to see a punt here from Olathe East. Power I. They're not going for the punt. They're going to try and get the first down. Quarterback keeper, and Blazevic has that 1 yard and then some as he rides the pile for about 4 yards. Blazevic crosses the 40-yard line. Eventually, he rolls off the pile at about the 43-yard line. So, nearing midfield as the Olathe East churn out some rushing yards. Blazevic and the Hawks set up first down. 11 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 7-0 they lead. As they set up in the power I again. Handoff right side. Looks like Blazevic, but no, check that. That was Kendall Kelly. And he picks up, or pardon me, that's Hayden Frazier. Kelly and Frazier, similar body types. Both 6 foot, both nearly 185 pounds. But that was indeed Frazier, the junior, not Kelly, the senior, picking up 2 yards on that handoff off the right side. Interesting set. First time tonight, Olathe East runs split backs back there in the backfield behind Blazevic. Under center. Hands off, left back, gets it off the left side, and that looks like Kelsch breaking some tackles and eventually roped up around the ankles at about the 45-yard line after he crossed midfield. So big gain there from Kelsch of about 12 yards. And the Olathe Northwest Ravens eventually get him down. But enough to pick up the first down. Kelsch gains 12 yards. Credited with the tackle. Looks like it was Mayers. Check that, Mays. Tim Mays with the tackle. TJ McRae in motion, toss right side. Looks like it's Hayden Frazier. Frazier knocked down after a gain of 6 yards. Good blocking there as Frazier got to the edge without much contact. And as soon as he turned upfield, tried to get away from the only tackler he had in front of him. Couldn't quite do it. Knocked down at the 39-yard line on the near side. Ball spotted nearly on the near hash. So Blazevic goes under center. Tight right is Adam Elkowin. Roll out left. Blazevic looking to pass. Has a lot of pressure and a wide open target, but can't get to Junior Williams, the intended target. And that was a blown coverage by far by Olathe Northwest, and somehow Blazevic with the pressure in front of him got that one out, but maybe the pressure is what made him throw it a little long for Williams. Williams checks out. In place of Trey Leday. Also Chad Johnson in here, and he's on the far right side. Split backs again. Hand off to the right back, and cutting through the backfield is Kelsch. Kelsch trying to get past the safeties, can't do it. Folded up like an accordion at about the 22-yard line and brought down. Big 18-yard gain for Kelsch. So Kelsch brings his Hawks up to the 22-yard line. In motion goes McRae across the left side. Kelsch, check that, the running back on the left side. He gets the toss sweep over the left side and just planted down at about the 15 by the Ravens defense. 7-yard pickup by Kelsch. Middleton, the running back slash linebacker, plants Kelsch on that play. So bring up second and short, about 4 yards. Let's see what Olathe East does here as they have 2 wide receivers in the ball game, both on the far right side. Offset is the backfield with Ryan Woodson and the up back. They pitch. It looks like this one is to Hayden, and he can't do it. Hayden Frazier's knocked down on 2nd and 4, about a yard behind the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard. So Hayden Frazier goes backwards a little bit, and the Olathe East Hawks are going to have to try it again on 3rd down now with about 4 yards, a healthy 4 yards now. Ball in the near hash at the 16-yard line with 7 minutes 50 seconds left to go. Hawks leading 7-0 over Olathe Northwest, and they go again and we have a false start. Penalty on the field. I was going to say they were again in the power I formation, so interesting if they throw from here. A bit more deceptive, but they were throwing, but a false start on the orange and white of Olathe East. Goes in favor of Northwest. Northwest in the black and blue jerseys. Olathe East, as I mentioned, orange domes, orange pants, and white tops. They go again in that same formation. Near side looks like DJ McCray. The man in the backfield is Hayden Frazier. Frazier, good pass pickup on pass protection. Pass is completed on the far hash mark near the first down marker. Depends on how they mark this one. Looks like he might be a half football short at about the 12-yard line. Yeah, it is fourth down with about a half yard to go. So fourth and short. Olathe East look like they're going to try and punch it over the first down line. Line to gain is the 12. Olathe East quick to the ball, and another quarterback keeper is Blazevic, and you got to think maybe Blazevic going quickly to the line with his fellow lineman. A reason why they were able to get that one off so quick and so successfully. So first down and just about goal. Actually, the line to gain is about 5 inches. Interestingly enough, it's spotted that way. 5 inches away from the goal line. Let's call it first and about 10, and don't even need to worry about that. That was a hot knife through butter. Was Kendall Kelly just busting through that Ravens defense, who has been on the field for quite some time, and now almost a full quarter is how long that drive took. As we are 6.5 minutes into the second quarter, the clock is just melting away over there as Olathe East puts on another rushing touchdown. They hand it off so many times, really doesn't give the clock much of an opportunity to stop. So 13-0, Olathe East again going for the field goal. Riznicki, it looks like, is the kicker. And the kick is up and good from Riznicki. Not exactly sure if that's 27 or 37. Riznicki listed at 27. 37 listed as Ryan Algren. So 14-0 is the score. Olathe East leads. Olathe Northwest going to go back to offense here with Rook, Cawley, and Grimm, the wide receivers on the far side. Bowens, Moffitt, Brashear, Drozier, and Bowman are the offensive linemen for Olathe Northwest. Haven't had too much of an opportunity to talk about them, as Olathe East has had the ball the majority of this first half. 6.5 left to go in the first half, and Olathe East set to kick off. Hawks put the toe on the leather, and it's a low tumbling ball going inside the 10-yard line. The Ravens return men not supposed to let it get beyond them, so picking up at about the 6 and trying to run it out of the 10-yard line. Can't get much past the 10. Was Olathe Northwest. Looks like that was Corey Kipp. So Olathe Northwest with Rook, in the backfield. Pass over to Cauley. Cauley can't hang on to that one as it was thrown well behind him. Rook just bulleted that ball to him on a 3-yard button route on the far side to Cauley. So Rook standing in the pistol formation, and it's Middleton behind him. And it's a handoff to Middleton. Right up the middle, breaking tackles is Middleton and knocked down at about the 22-yard line. Great run right up the middle. Great blocking by that offensive line we just mentioned. And eventually knocked down by DJ McCray of Olathe East. Also give credit, to Garong Anyet. Back to pass is Rook. Couple step drop and flushed out of the pocket on the right side. Running for dear life is Rook as he's knocked down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Call it a rush for -1 yards. He escaped the pocket, but it was tremendous pressure coming in from that Olathe East defensive line consisting of Myron Tipton, John Petronova, Zach Williams, and Matthew Baltimore. Interesting, we have Baltimore on one side of the field and the Ravens on the other, but very separate teams. Olathe East looking to try and go to 3-1, and also the Olathe Northwest Ravens trying to do the same thing. Middleton takes the handoff, spinning his way up, stutter stepping over to the right side, getting outside the hash mark, and gaining about 4 yards on 3rd down is Middleton. So they gained some yards. It looks like it might not be enough to really go for it, but trailing by 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Let's see if Coach Dorr thinks it's time to gamble. Looks like indeed it is. So back to pass. Rook. Quick set and a throw. Throwing at Cauley, and they have really not been on the same page. Willie Cauley stops for a stutter step to try and get some separation from his defender right as Rook threw it about a couple yards deep of where he was standing, thinking he was going to keep exploding towards the ball. Not the case indeed, as they misconnect on what was, check that, 3rd down. So the line judge over on the far side had it mislabeled. So 4th down is the down now. The punt up, very good kick, and landing on a nose at about the 41-yard line. Eventually picked up by Olathe East, and it looks like it's Junior Williams, knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard, 38. No, they mark him up to the 39-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. The Hawks going to try and tack on yet another touchdown. A bit of an insurance score here. 14-0 is the score. Olathe East leads over Olathe Northwest. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line with 4:50 left to go in the first half. Kelch in the backfield, takes handoff left side. Good blocking there from the up back, and eventually knocked down after a gain of about 14 yards on 1st down. So across midfield go the Hawks, and Kelch has just been cutting through this Olathe Northwest defense. Looked like that was a block by Ryan Woodson that sprung him for that gain. In the backfield, Kelch, the back on the left, takes the handoff, runs straight up the field for a gain of about 4 yards. Kelch knocked down just beyond the 40-yard line. Checked at the 45-yard line. Gets to Northwest's 43, which sets up 2nd and about 6. DJ McCray, the wide receiver, running near side in that Olathe East formation. Ryan Woodson, the up back, and it looks like Hayden in the backfield in the deep back, and it was Hayden stuffed and brought back for a loss of about 1 yard was Hayden. Good blocking on that last play. He kind of broke down there for Olathe East. 3:30 left to go, and we're looking at a 3rd and long for Olathe East. Head coach Todd Dane of Olathe Northwest looking on as his Ravens are trying to get off the field. Olathe Northwest winning the possession battle. Woodson, lead blocker, catches the pass in the out of the backfield and runs it for a 1st down on the play action. Good misdirection after they've been running about 3 out of 4 times. They finally go for a passing play and strike for a 1st down. Olathe East at the near hash mark, throwing to Woodson, the fullback. Gets all the way to the 31. So set up 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Blazevic under center. Crammed backfield, and it looks like he's going to hand off this time to, pardon me, that's Kendall Kelly taking the handoff along the right side. Only gains about 2 yards. Knocked down by linebacker Connor Middleton of Olathe Northwest. Blazevic under center, split backs in the backfield. And it's Woodson is the fullback on the left side. They pitch it over to the left where Kelsch breaks some tackles, gets to the sideline, and is knocked out of bounds at the 5. What a run. He goes from the 29 to the 5-yard line. Pretty good 24-yard scamper by Kelsch, and he covered some ground pretty darn quickly, getting to the edge and utilizing that stiff arm, getting up there. Middleton again running him out of bounds. Middleton seems to be everywhere that Kelsch is, but unfortunately not until 24 yards down the field as Kelsch picks up a pretty big gash run. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Looked like he was down to the 5. They marked him out of bounds short of that. Offset. McRae in motion. Handoff left side. This one to Kelly. Breaking tackles. Got the touchdown for the East Hawks last time, and it looks like he got another one here. This one with some physical running. The last one with some good blocking, and this is not the homecoming game Olathe Northwest wanted to see. They have a phenomenal wide receiver in Willie Cauley. Of course, 6'10", makes him a huge target. And they also have the Sunflower League's leading passer in Dalton Rook, but they are now trailing 20-0 to the Olathe East Hawks, and that running game of the Hawks with just 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Well, at least I know the PA guys in the same boat. You list Chad Johnson, the holder. That's easy to tell. But the kicker remains a mystery. The kick is good. Doing a great job kicking these extra points. Now, 3 for 3 is Olathe East kicker. 21-0 with 2 minutes left to go. I'm Kyle Larson alongside Ethan Denton. He's providing the visuals for you, and Olathe East ground-heavy attack. We kind of expected to see that coming in. Olathe East had got run all over. Their defense had got trashed on 315 total yards, rushing on 52 carries against Olathe North in that Week 1 loss. 29-14, Olathe East lost to Olathe North. And then turned it around. Gave up only 35 total rushing yards to Shawnee Mission East the next week in a 35-27 win. So a big bounce back, and then they got another win last week against Lawrence High School and Brad Strauss. Brad Strauss, a very phenomenal quarterback for the Chesty Lions, leads the Sunflower League in all-purpose yards, so he's a good runner and passer. But Olathe East outlasted him 21-20 was that score. Now what a big return. Olathe Northwest across the 30-yard line and down to the 35 before being knocked down is Avery Parker of the Ravens. Cuts it down on the near side. At about the 37. Olathe Northwest last year was 3-6. They are 2-1 right now. So trying to match their win total in just week 4 are the Ravens. And this one, a wide receiver slip screen on the right side, goes for nowhere. It looks like Garong Anyat was there to wrangle down the Raven after a gain of about 4 yards. McCray in on the tackle as well. So set up 2nd and 6 for Rook. Pass right side to Cauley. Cauley's got a catch and is spun down at midfield for a first down for about 10 yards. So Cauley finally making his presence felt after a bit of a cold streak there between him and quarterback Rook, having trouble connecting. Handoff left side to Middleton, goes for about 8 yards. All the way down to the 41. And a quick timeout. So a quick running play by Northwest. Really does a good job netting them 9 yards, and then a timeout to talk this one over. 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the first half. And it has been a pretty crazy first half, especially up here in the booth. Sorry for the visuals. We were lacking a bit of a camera issue. We were able to switch out the camera. Now we have some visuals for you. I'm Kyle Larson alongside Ethan Denton. So working through the technical difficulties and still trying to describe exactly what's happening on the field was the first half in the booth. But on the field, Olathe Northwest comes out a bit shaky. Their passing game not quite as in sync as we had seen it in the past. And in the past, I mean scoring over 40 points the first 2 weeks. Leavenworth, a 40-14 win. Shawnee Mission South, a 48-47 barn burner. But Olathe Northwest still trying to find that passing rhythm. Rook steps up in the pocket, has some room to run, and he's going to go. There's a penalty on the field, so it might be a holding. But Rook did a good job turning on the wheels and picking up a first down on 2nd and 1, running it from the 40 all the way down to about the 23-yard line. We'll see if it comes back. Looks a bit uncertain as the referees are talking this one over at midfield. Not sure the infraction. Looks like it might be on the defense. Holding on the defense, indeed. Declined. They're going to take the result of the play. First down at the 22. You don't see that too often. If it's holding on the defense, it's more commonplace in special teams plays where a defender will hold a blocker to try and free up his teammate to go block a kick. But this sets up the Ravens at about the 22. Pass, near side, intercepted. Scooped up right above the blades of grass by Olathe East by Banks. Wow, Marcus Banks, the senior defensive back, broke on that out route pretty quickly. It wasn't a fantastic throw. Rook really threw it where most people thought only his receiver could get it. But Marcus Banks makes a leaping play on that one to scoop it right off possibly the top of the grass. Man, that was so close to hitting the turf. But clear catch was Marcus Banks setting up Olathe East off their second turnover. And Blazevic takes a quarterback keeper. Looks like they're trying to run out the clock here. From the, looks like they're about the 18-yard line. Runs that up to about the 20. So gain of 2 for John Blazevic, the junior quarterback for Olathe East. Clock ticking, 31 seconds left in the game clock. 18 seconds left to go in the play clock. So just one more play from Olathe East. A safe run, I would assume, to head us to the locker room for halftime. 21-0, Olathe East. Hands off Kelch, left side. Kelch going to double back and run it all the way up to the 40. What a run by Kelch with 9 seconds left. Do you take a timeout now if you're Coach Jeff Myers? We'll see. As they're near midfield, a pass play, if you throw it down far enough and get the right kind of downfield blocking, could result in yet another touchdown. So it looks like they're just going to run out the clock. They set the clock for first downs. They stop it, I should say, to set the ball for first downs. But that is it for halftime. 21-0. Olathe East over Olathe Northwest. And that is going to do it for us here. I want to thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Again, Ethan Denton doing a great job getting us set up. I'm Kyle Larson on play-by-play for 810varsity.com. Second half of action is coming up very shortly, so stay with us, and we'll be right back. Mr. Goodsense. $5 foot-long subs are back at Mr. Goodsense. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is at Mr. Goodsense. Hello and welcome back to the Olathe East, Olathe Northwest game. It is Olathe Northwest's homecoming, and this is not the welcome they would like. 21-0 Olathe East leads over the Ravens of Olathe Northwest. The Great Mall and the Mid-America Aces Chevelle Car Show this Friday, noon till 10 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos at the Great Mall. I-35, exit 215, Olathe. Mr. Olathe, buy or sell a home with MrOlathe.com and use this truck for free for life. The MrOlathe.com moving truck is also available to charities and nonprofit organizations. That's Mr. M-I-S-T-E-R, Olathe.com, or call 913-322-7474 for more information. The Kansas City Command season tickets for the 2012 Arena Football League season at Sprint Center are on sale now. Call 855-KC-ARENA. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter the rest of the season. We'll choose a weekly winner for $50 gift certificate to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter to be eligible. Just a little under a minute left to go before we resume action here. Olathe Northwest has come into this game with a lauded passing attack. Again, Rook, the leading passer of the Sunflower League, with over 710 yards coming into this game. Not much doing there, has just a couple connections on quite a handful of attempts. Whereas the Olathe East rushing game has looked very good. John Kelsch, who is 5th in the Sunflower League, surprisingly behind Connor Middleton in yards gained on the ground, has really been powering the Olathe East Hawks. Connor Middleton has 366 yards on 52 carries. That's good for a 7-yard clip. Kelsch has 315 yards on 57 carries. That's good for 5.5 yards per carry. And yet we haven't really seen that offense from Olathe Northwest click like we've seen the offense of Olathe East, and they're going to get the ball first. So let's see if Olathe Northwest can turn the tides right now. And the ball goes over the head and into the end zone for a touchback of the deep return man Middleton. So it's going to set up the Ravens at the 20. Opponents scoring on the year. Olathe Northwest has been holding opponents to 28 points on the average, but then again, you have to factor in they had a double overtime game a couple weeks back that they won. I believe that was 48 to 47 was that game. And this one, a handoff to Middleton, right side, breaking across midfield, and now down the sideline. Did he step out of bounds before he got to the 40? We'll see. Doesn't look like. Yeah, maybe they're marking him. Yeah, they are marking him down short of the 50. They're going to mark him down at the 47-yard line. Good move and a good run play from Middleton, who is the leading rusher in the Sunflower League in this entire game. So they haven't really had to lean on it too much, but big bursts like that from Middleton show you his capabilities. Yes, that win was 48-47, by the way, over Shawnee Mission South, the double overtime game. Both defenses giving up around the same amount of points, though, if you look at that statistic. But we're going to get back to Rook in the backfield. Handoff, left side, and it's going around the hash mark, about to the 50-yard line, and knocked out of bounds. It looked like that was Avery Parker coming around from his wide receiver position on that one for about 4 yards gained. Junior Williams gets the tackle and rides him out of bounds. They give him a gain of about 4 yards, another yard beyond midfield when he was initially hit. Empty backfield. Now it looks like a run play, this time for Middleton, who is lined up in the Wildcat, and a rush-heavy Olathe Northwest Ravens offense has really had these Olathe East Hawks on their heels to start the second half. They trail by 21, but they've picked up a good chunk of yardage. 50 yards thus far for Olathe Northwest on this initial drive. Rook, empty backfield. Play action. Going to throw deep to Cauley on the left side. Cauley has a clean look at it. Gets the catch. Dives for the touchdown. Willie Cauley scores. First touchdown of the day for Olathe Northwest. And just look at that height differential between 6'10" Willie Cauley and his teammates. 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and Olathe Northwest comes out rumbling down the field with some handoffs, and then finally caps it off with what we've come to know is the bread and butter of this Olathe Northwest offense. Rook to Cauley. And this is from Gitlin. The kick up and no good. No good from Gitlin, and that's going to keep the score 21-6. Mentioned Willie Cauley is that big focal point of Olathe Northwest's offense, and just goes to show you when you look at the stats for the Sunflower League, Willie Cauley leads the league in yards, 339 yards, and second in receptions to Anthony Buffalo Meat of Lawrence High School. 20 receptions and 339 yards, averaging about 17 yards per catch is Willie Cauley. He has also far and away the most touchdowns. The only one close is Tanner Gentry with 5. Next one on the list has 3. That's Mason Perez of Shawnee Mission North. Tanner Gentry, of course, with Olathe North. But Willie Cauley has 7 touchdowns, now 8 after that leap into pay dirt just a moment ago. 21-6. Great Mall and Mid-America Aces Chevelle Car Show. This Friday, noon till 10 p.m., and Saturday, 8 till 4 p.m. Over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos at the Great Mall. I-35, exit 215, Olathe. An onside surprise kick by Olathe Northwest, and they don't get it. It looks like Olathe East covers this one up. And Coach Dane coming out really aggressively, trying to get back into this one. I'm sure the halftime speech was, to say the least, impassioned from head coach Dane. So Olathe Northwest going to have to show up on defense now if they want to cut into that lead as they put the touchdown on the board. Olathe East comes back out. DJ McRae, the slot receiver on the left side. And Blazovic goes under center. Woodson, the up back. Kelsch, the deep back. Handoff right side Kelsch. Through some contact, and the ball is actually out. Looks like he might have gotten down first. They're going to mark him down at the 46. Looked like he was down before the ball came out. So, yes, Olathe East keeps the ball. 2nd and 6 after that 4-yard run by Kelsch. Crammed backfield. DJ McRae, the tight back, running back, the slot back is what they call him on the right side. Handoff back to Kelsch. And he goes for about 3 yards across the middle of the field before he's met by those linebackers of Olathe Northwest. Looked like that was Arisha Sayedi there on the tackle. Dexter also credited with the tackle, as it was Kelsch nearly reaching midfield, so half-yard shy of that midfield stripe. Kelsch in the backfield along with Kendall Kelly. Kelsch on the left side, Kelly on the right, handoff Kelsch. Left side straight forward is Kelsch, running right over left tackle. And Kelsch looks like he's got the first down by about a half a yard. Again, thanks for listening to this Great Mall of the Great Plains Game of the Week here on 810varsity.com. I'm Kyle Larson. Ethan Denton, the camera operator, here for this game as Olathe East leads Olathe Northwest 21-6. East has the ball, and the Hawks are trying to run off some clock with some more rushing. Kendall Kelly deep back, takes the handoff, bouncing off tacklers, has a little bit of an open field before eventually being roped up by Middleton, who catches up from behind, keeping him from getting much more than an 8-yard gain on that one. See where they marked that. 8.5 yards, looks like. 2nd and 2, roughly, for the Hawks of Olathe East. And Olathe East split backs again. Kelsch right side, they pitch over to Fraser, though. Fraser takes the pitch and goes out of bounds after picking up that first down. Aiden Fraser, the junior, takes the pitch for 3 yards when they needed 2. So East moves inside the 40 and down to the 36-yard line of Olathe Northwest. Far hash mark is where the team will set up for this first down play. And it looks like a pass near side and lulled to sleep by the run. The Ravens defense playing off coverage gives up the reception on a slant route for about 16 yards, I should say, maybe closer to 14 yards. Over on the far side, it was Chad Johnson making the catch. Avery Parker gets the tackle, but after giving up the reception to Johnson. Johnson, the far wide receiver, out to the left. Junior Williams, the slot wide receiver, on that left side. Pass, looking left is Blazevic, going for the touchdown and looking for Williams' touchdown. Leaping Williams gets the ball in the end zone, has an interception. A pass interference that you might call a negative, but saved a touchdown was that pass interference. And now has a receiving touchdown. Junior Williams doing a pretty good job putting his name up in the stat sheet. 27-6, 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this third quarter of Olathe Northwest's homecoming game, but it's Olathe East, the Hawks, leading. And now going for the field goal. And indeed, the kicker for Olathe East knocks this one up and in yet again is Ryan Algren. Ryan Algren, very accurate kicker, has knocked 4 through the uprights on PATs. Got to give him credit. Sorry, the roster was a little off, in which we could not give credit where credit was due earlier on. Nick and Jake's. Real food, honest drink, Nick and Jake's. The proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com. Check out our promotions throughout the season on Facebook or on Twitter at Nick and Jake's. Tremendous job Nick and Jake's does supporting 810varsity.com. I want to thank them for everything they do, making these productions possible. I want to thank all the listeners and viewers out there. At first we started with just listeners as we had some video difficulties. And I want to thank everyone sticking through those difficulties for this production. 28-6, Olathe East leads. 7:50 left to go in the third quarter. Avery Parker and Middleton, the deep backs. Kicking off is Algren. The boot from Algren, a very good kick as this one's high and up to about the 3-yard line before Parker grabs it and runs right up the middle of the field, dives to the 25-yard line. Is Parker setting up the Ravens at the 25-yard line. So 75 yards to go to tack on that second touchdown of the game if the Ravens can do it. First, they got to move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 25. And this one was Middleton and the Wildcat again, and it looks like we have a timeout on Olathe Northwest. There was only 10 men on the field, so a bit of a brain freeze there by Olathe Northwest and getting their personnel on the field for the play. So Middleton waiting for the 11th Raven to come out and join the flock. I don't believe, well, I know Crow is not listed as a flock, but possibly Ravens are. So Crow's a murder, actually, I believe. $7:46 left to go. 38-6. 28-6, pardon me. Don't glance at the scoreboard so quickly. 28-6, Middleton in that Wildcat, and it looks like Parker coming in motion. Play action to Parker and run now from Middleton right up the right side off the tackle over there on that far side. Gains about 3 yards for Connor Middleton. Willie Cauley, the nearest wide receiver in this formation, as Middleton is going to take it himself again, as Rook still not on the field as Middleton is running that Wildcat offense. Middleton gets the first down to about the 38-yard line, and they do get that first down. In lieu of moving the ball across midfield, they're going to have to pick up a first down and then a couple yards if they want to do that as they're on the 38. Rook is now in the ball game. Now check that, it's still Middleton. And Middleton's just going to keep it himself. Running ruck shot out of the Wildcat is Middleton and these Ravens. They cross midfield, pick up 17 yards on that run as Middleton scampers his way down the left side of the field to the 45-yard line of Olathe East. Olathe East built themselves quite a cushion with 21-0 lead at half. But Olathe Northwest offense looks to be rumbling forward on the legs of Middleton. Let's see if they keep this up, and indeed they will keep Middleton in the Wildcat this time, handing off on a give to a wide receiver in motion. That motion receiver was Strothner. Matthew Baltimore, the tackler, sets up 2nd and 9. Middleton takes the ball himself, and now Olathe East looks like they've had enough of this Wildcat. That's back-to-back stops near the line of scrimmage for Olathe East. Sets up 3rd and long on no gain from Connor Middleton, running it right at the Olathe East Hawk defense. See if we see Rook here. No, we do not. We see Middleton yet again. Wildcat. Rook, and it's Durr, the slot back on the left side. Back to pass is Middleton, it looked like, and he's going to get roped up for a sack. Grabbed by the, it looked like he was grabbed by the shirt or the jersey. So it looked kind of like a face mask, but might have got the jersey there. As Middleton went down quick, setting up 4th and 20 for the Ravens, back across midfield at their own 45-yard line. 5:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Williams back to receive. The snap low, but the kick off, and Williams says get away from it as the ball lands at the 30 and has a lot of backspin and stops right at the 28. So the 28-yard line is where Olathe East will set up shop. Follow 810varsity.com on Facebook and Twitter. 810varsity on Facebook and Twitter. The rest of the season, we'll choose a weekly winner for a $50 gift certificate to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. Olathe East comes out in their offensive set. Power I is that set. Looks like it's Woodson, the up back off set on the right side. Nope. We have a quick timeout here. Try and get everything gathered. It looks like Spencer Taylor was indeed the fullback on that near side, but it's Olathe East who takes the timeout. So Olathe East lost to Olathe North in week 1, bounced back with a win against Shawnee Mission East, 35-27, and then held on for dear life against Lawrence. They didn't score in the second half, Olathe East, but held on to win 21-20 against the Chesty Lions of Lawrence. Whereas Olathe Northwest started off their season with a huge win, 40-14 over Leavenworth, and then an exhilarating win. It has been a very climactic end to every game so far for Olathe Northwest. 48-47, 2-overtime win against Shawnee Mission South, and the loss was even a nail-biter, a last-second field goal to Shawnee Mission Northwest. Blazevic under center, traditional quarterback for Olathe East. He tosses over left side to Kelsch. Kelsch running for the edge, trying to get there and bumped out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And a flag comes in near where the offensive line was. We're going to see from the Whitecap ref what exactly this is. And we have a holding on the offense, so it's going to move the ball back after the Hawks picked up about 5 or 6 yards. They're now going backwards thanks to the yellow flag on the field. We talk about an Olathe East rushing attack that averages 214 yards per game, but the Olathe Northwest rushing attack, not so shabby themselves. They average 162 per game, and we've noticed that Connor Middleton and company very capable in carrying the ball, especially on those last 2 drives. But maybe just a little bit too much of the Wildcat as Olathe East snuffed it out and caused them to punt. Olathe East 10-2 last year, trying to move to, again, 3-1. Both teams sitting at 2-1. Handoff, middle of the field, and it goes to Kelsch. She's stacked up there and knocked back. Well, at about a 1-yard gain is what they give Kelsch on forward progress. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. 28-6, Olathe East leading Olathe Northwest. Only 4 offensive returning starters from last year and 5 defensive returning starters for Olathe East. So, somewhat veteran team in the fact that there's a lot of seniors, but a lot of starts went to other players. Good job going back to the ball is Chad Johnson, and he gets the hitch route kind of behind the line of scrimmage from Blazevic, and has to try and turn around and, well, near the line of scrimmage is where that was, and had to turn around and try and gain some yards after the catch, and did so. all the way up to the 26-yard line. Now 3rd and 13 after, of course, that holding penalty moved him back. Blazevic under center, and Kelly in the backfield behind, looks like Spencer, Spencer Taylor. Pass, deep left side, tripping up is, it looks like Hayden Frazier on that far side. Now check that, that was Williams. Incomplete was the pass, and the Hawks going to 4th down, I believe. Yep, 4th and 13. They're going to punt this one away. So back for Olathe Northwest, Parker and Middleton. Middleton, the near return man. Parker on the far side of the field. The punt blocked. Blocked and recovered by Olathe Northwest on the 7-yard line. Wow, what a play by Alex Anthony, who has been quiet, surprisingly. Alex Anthony is their leading defensive player, has the most by far of the tackles for Olathe Northwest, has had a very quiet night up until now, possibly being moved just solely to special teams, but what a big play at a big time for Alex Anthony. Alex Anthony, 2nd in the Sunflower League in tackles with 39, and has a huge punt block. Middleton again at the Wildcat formation, and we don't see Rook. Very interesting call here. Willie Cauley, the wide receiver, on the far side lined up. Not sure if we're going to see a pass to him without Rook out there on the field. He's standing on the sideline ready to go in, is Dalton Rook, and a timeout by Olathe East as they see that Wildcat yet again might not have quite have been ready for it this time. 28-6 is your score. And now after that Alex Anthony punt block and recovery by Olathe Northwest, the Ravens have the ball on the 9-yard line. Looking to punch it in for the 2nd time today with 3.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Olathe East and head coach Jeff Myers, also the mayor of Shawnee Mission and head coach of Olathe East. Mayor over there talking to his delegation, his defensive huddle of Olathe East, giving them a little direction on how to maybe stop this Wildcat. But look at this, we see Dalton Rook come back in. So Olathe Northwest, after the timeout was called, doesn't want to show them the same thing again. So pistol formation for Rook. Far wide receiver is Cauley. Handoff to Middleton right up the middle, and he goes for about 8 yards from the 9-yard line all the way down to the 1. Olathe East, the middle of the defense, definitely not looking for a run, as that one caught him on the back of their heels, and Middleton just crammed it down to the 1-yard line before being tackled. Quick offense here for Rook. In pistol formation, they line up again. This time Middleton goes under center and does a keeper himself. Very interesting play comes up from his position as the running back behind Rook, and he doesn't gain a yard. It looks like he gets about right where the line of scrimmage was before going down. So 3rd and 1. Rook, Middleton in the backfield. Cauley, the far wide receiver. Parker in the slot on the right side. And Rook in the shotgun set, but Middleton looks like he's going to take the handoff. Does so and gains a yard for the touchdown. He got in there for the score. Middleton makes it now 12-28 as this becomes a ball game. Waiting to see if they'll go for 2 or elect to go for the kick here, as they are down by a couple scores. Even if they get the 2-point conversion here, they'd be down by 14. The play clock hasn't started yet on the offense of the Ravens. The ball finally set. Now the Whitecap has them going, and they are going to go for 2. Middleton in there. Rook doesn't appear to be in there. Middleton takes the high snap, and we have a penalty on the play. My goodness. The Ravens just can't get away from misfortune, it seems, as they get a penalty. Looks like a false start on the offense. Check that, illegal procedure. Could possibly have been on Steven Strother, Strother. Who went in motion. The kick is up and good. The ball was spotted at the 15-yard line, so a pretty good kick there from Olathe Northwest kicker. That was Taylor Dexter, actually, kicking that one. Chase Gitlin listed as the kicker. Not sure if he changed jersey numbers, but that was 88. Taylor Dexter possibly kicking that one. Chase Gitlin listed at 85. So Olathe Northwest kicks himself an extra point to make this 28-13. They trail by 15. If they can successfully get an extra point and possibly a 2-point conversion, they would only need 2 touchdowns. I know they do a squib kick, possibly a surprise onside at Olathe East. Just flops on the ball. The whole return team runs up to that one and downs it about the 27-yard line. Check that, the 33-yard line. Homecoming for Olathe Northwest. And they have the float and banners and lights and balloons, everything you could want for homecoming set up in that south end zone just to our right. Olathe East trying to spoil it here with the ball as Blazevic goes under center. Pitch out to the right side. Looks like this one's to Hayden. The junior breaks the tackle with a stutter step move and gets all the way across the 35-yard line to the 37. Good little stutter step from Hayden. Got away from one Raven defender and picked up about 4 yards, whereas it looked like a dead-end road. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left to go. 28-13, Olathe East leads right here in Olathe, the College Boulevard Athletic Complex, what they affectionately call CBAC. And handoff. This one to, looks like this one might have been Kelsch, right up on the left side, gaining about 3 yards on second down. So 3rd and 3, just across the chalk line of the 40-yard line. Durr, the tackler for the Ravens. Minute 20 left to go in the third quarter. 13 seconds left on the play clock as Blazevic walks up and heads under center. Split running backs. Handoff, pitch, I should say, left side to Kelly. Kelly working his way to the sideline and knocked out of bounds at midfield for the first down. He picks up about 10 yards. Only needed 3, but picks up 10. Gets to about the 49-yard line before being bumped out of bounds. Good run there from Kendall Kelly. Two wide receivers over to the right side. And Olathe East sends DJ McCray in motion. Blazevic under center. Handoff right side. This one to Kelsch. Goes for a loss of 1. Kelsch stuffed in the backfield. They're going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, so officially no gain on the play is Kelsch. So they have 10 yards to pick up on second down. 2nd and 10. Despite what the judge says on the sideline over there. So deep back, looks like Kelly, as he's taking the handoff across the left side to the 40-yard line nearly. Gets to the 41 before being thrown down, just shy of the first down marker. 9-yard gain on second down from Kendall Kelly, sets up third and very short. And it looks like we're going to get to the end of the third quarter. We do indeed. 28-13, third quarter in the books. But finally, Olathe Northwest's offense comes roaring ahead to get their team back into this game. They trailed 21-0 at halftime, but they outscored Olathe East 13-7 here in this quarter. And they got to do that and then some to close this one out if they want to try and work this game into a tally mark in the winner's side of the column at the end of the year. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter. The rest of the season, we'll choose a weekly winner for $50 gift certificates to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. $5 foot-long subs are back at Mr. Goodcents. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is at Mr. Goodcents. The Great Mall and the Mid-America Aces Chevelle Car Show this Friday, noon till 10 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos at the Great Mall, I-35, exit 215, Olathe. Olathe Northwest on defense, trying to draw a false start by Olathe East, and I think they might have done Olathe East really trying to draw off sides. And actually they do get it. Offsides is the call from Olathe Northwest. It looked like Olathe Northwest might have jumped due to some movement by Olathe East, but it was just a hard count. Good job by John Blazovic changing up the cadence and getting that easy first down. It was third and less than half a yard. Now first and 10 from about the 36-yard line of the Ravens. East with the ball. Blazovic goes under center. Kelsch in the backfield. And it looks like Woodson, the fullback to the left. Kelsch on the right. Pitch to the right is Kelsch, and a lot of bodies over there on the right side. Olathe Northwest sniffed that one out all the way over there on the right side, and it goes for only a gain of 1 yard. Very generous spot over there, as it was Neil Kennedy coming up from his defensive back position to make the stop after just 1 yard gain. 2nd and 9. Ball now right on the middle of that chalk line at the 35-yard line. So Blazovic under center, power I formation. Goes back to pass, short pass, 3-step drop through the hands of DJ McCray. A little behind him, but it was a catchable ball for McCray. So bad luck for Olathe East, as it looks like they're going to have 3rd and long now. Kelly checks out. In the ball game on the left side at wide receiver are Johnson and McCray. Kelsch, the running back in the backfield. He's led by Spencer, and a good block to pick up the initial man, but coming through late are the Olathe Northwest Ravens to knock down Blazovic for a loss of 3, and that defender was Taylor Brashear. Brashear gets it, as it looked like Blazovic was trying to run with the ball. So not sure if he's going to be credited with the sack. Looks like a loss on a running play. Tackle for a loss for Brashear. So 4th and 12. Looks like Olathe East is going to go for it, as they are in Raven territory at the 38-yard line. I formation yet again. Johnson, the wide receiver on the near side. Back to pass is Blazovic, and they can't get him. And he picks up more than a first down. Blazovic breaking tackles and getting inside the 20. Now moving the pile down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line is Blazovic. Wow. That was something else. Good misdirection play from Olathe East. The defensive line for the Ravens couldn't quite sniff out that play action, and Blazevic didn't have anywhere to go with the ball, so he tucked it and wove right up the seam of the defense for about 20-plus yards. Blazevic sets up his Olathe East Hawks in some nice territory inside the 15-yard line at the 14. Now back under center is Blazevic. McCray, Johnson, the wide receivers on this side, but they're going to hand off to Kendall Kennedy. Check that, Kendall Kelly, and he runs it for about 7 yards. Kelly has really been a pretty good runner in the red zone, has picked up the last 2 touchdowns for Olathe East when they've had the ball inside the 20. Very shifty runner, and he finds the seams. Pretty good vision does Kendall Kelly, and has a nose for the end zone. So let's see if they hand it to him yet again. He's in there. And leading is Spencer Taylor, the up-back. I formation with Spencer and Kelly in the backfield. Handoff, Kelly, right side, bowling over some Ravens defenders to get inside the 5, but knocked down there at about the 3-yard line. See if they give him inside of that. That's a 2. Yeah, they mark him down at about the 2. 9 minutes, 19 seconds left to go, 28-13. And it's the Olathe East Hawks leading the Olathe Northwest Ravens here in the fourth quarter. Under 10 minutes, nearly 9 minutes left to go. Kelly's still in there. Spencer, the up-back. No, check that. It's Woodson. They put in Woodson, and now, how about this? The Olathe Northwest Ravens shows up. The defense shows up, that is. And they stuff them for a loss of about half a yard. Knew it was going to be another run play, and Kendall Kelly is to get peeled up off the ground from underneath the pile of Ravens. As that sets up second down at about the 2-yard line. Kendall Kelly looked like he was going to check out, stays out there, and they run with 2 lead blockers in the backfield behind Blazevic. Handoff, Kelly trying to push his way through, and does. Those 2 lead blockers in Spencer Taylor and Woodson do a phenomenal job. That's Ryan Woodson trying to get the ball across the goal line. They really cleared the road for Kendall Kelly. Kelly has 3 rushing touchdowns now for Olathe East. 34-13, Olathe East leads. And statistically, you look at this team, it looks like Olathe Northwest really has almost every advantage. They don't quite run for as many yards, but they have a very capable runner in Middleton and a phenomenal passing game between Rook and Willie Cauley, the 6'10 wide receiver. But it's been Olathe East controlling the ball with that running game and really churning out the tough yards like that to make it a 35-13 point advantage for Olathe East. And the Hawks are going to get set to kick it away with just 8.5 minutes left to go in this game for the Olathe Northwest Ravens to pull off a 23-point miracle if they want to have yet another close finish, as they've had, as I mentioned, in every game. 2 overtimes. They picked up the victory against Shawnee Mission South. Can they get this one to overtime? We'll see. Olathe Northwest really has to come out guns firing. Of course, they lost a nail-biter last week to Shawnee Mission Northwest, 23-20 on a last-second field goal. So they don't want to go 2-2, obviously. Going to have some fireworks coming out on offense. And Olathe East has pooch kicked this one like a squib kick every time to prevent the returners Parker and Middleton from really doing any damage. Parker and Middleton very speedy back there, standing at the 10-yard line. Ryan Algren has a deep leg, could kick it all the way back there. We'll see if they short kick this one or not. No, he goes, unleashes it, and dropping the ball is Parker at the 5-yard line. Picks it up and tries to scamper forward. Trying to break tackles right now at the 10-yard line. He's knocked down. Is Parker. Avery Parker, tough luck there. Might not have watched it all the way into the basket as the ball bounced right out of his hands and hit the turf. So Parker tries hard enough to get his yardage back. He does get back to where he lost the ball at about the 10. And Willie Cauley and Dalton Rook come back out for Olathe Northwest. Cauley, the wide receiver on the right side. Middleton, the running back, play action, and they sack. Well, they tackle him for a loss, I should say, is Rook all the way back at the 5-yard line. 5-yard loss for Rook. Gets thrown down. Looks like it was Baltimore making the tackle for a loss. And now this is a interesting play. Flags coming in from everywhere, as this looks like it's a false start on the offense. I'm not sure if the entire team moved before the center, but the snap kind of went out sideways, nearly 7 yards to the right of Dalton Rook. So I'm not exactly sure how that all transpired, but false start indeed was the penalty, and that's going to move him back half the distance. Strother checks in. So does Durr. Cauley going to stay out there. So does Middleton and Rook for Olathe Northwest. And as the referees do the long division to move the ball back half the distance to the end zone, we spot it with 7 minutes and 42 seconds left to go. 35-13, and the Ravens backed up yet again. And they're going to go from the Wildcat. Middleton standing in the end zone, and he's going to run the Wildcat from there. Let's see if he can get out. Now Middleton says, I don't like this play, calls a timeout as the Whitecap signals for the clock to stop. I guess you don't want to have Rook standing back there in the pistol to take a sack. Rook standing on the sideline. Looks like that might have been the last timeout Olathe Northwest was allotted in this second half. 7:42 left to go. Olathe Northwest has 13 points. Olathe East, 35. Let's see if Olathe North cooks something up. I believe Dalton Rook is still standing on the sidelines here. See if he did check in as they break the huddle. Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're going to be content to run the Wildcat with Middleton standing about 4 yards inside of his own end zone. So we'll see how effective this might be. And I don't know, to be honest with you. Olathe East seeing that might be licking their chops and send everybody. So maybe you might see a passing play. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Middleton sends Parker in motion. High snap into the back of the end zone, and it's knocked out of the end zone for a safety. The bad gets worse for Olathe Northwest and Middleton. The high snap to the fairly small-statured Connor Middleton, 5'10", standing Wildcat formation in his own end zone. Can't handle that snap. Willie Cauley, beside himself, cannot believe the way that this game has gone. The Olathe Northwest Ravens, with their heads down, come off the side of the field to talk it over with Coach Dane. So Olathe Northwest, after the safety, is going to have to kick it to Olathe East. Olathe East picks up 2 points, 37-13. The score now with 7.5 minutes left to go. Olathe Northwest now has to give it back to Olathe East. Olathe Northwest had a pretty good run of defense going this year, only giving up 297 yards on average to their opponents. Olathe East had given up 366 yards per game. So you'd expect Olathe Northwest to maybe take advantage of that Olathe East defense that's given up 366 yards a game, nearly 100 more than Olathe Northwest has. However, that Olathe East defense looks a lot different than the stat sheet should indicate. And now it's Junior Williams taking this one out of bounds after he received it about the 35-yard line. He took it up to the 49-yard line. Now check that, they're going to mark him down at the 47. He stepped out of bounds at the 47 first. Ravens crowd still here. They crowned a homecoming king and queen, so sticking it out for homecoming are the Olathe Northwest Raven faithful, and the Olathe East fans on the far side relishing the fact that they indeed have a 24-point lead with just 7.5 minutes left to go, and they have the ball. Woodson, the up back. Kelch is the deep back, I should say. And now a pass from Blazevic on what you'd expect to be a play to run out the clock is completed on the far side. Looks like that was Chad Johnson over there. Picks up a 9-yard gain, just a yard short, barely, of the first down marker, maybe even a half yard, as the ball is spotted at the 44-yard line of the Ravens. So already crossed midfield into Raven territory are the Olathe East Hawks. Woodson, the up back. The deep back is Frazier. In motion is McCray. Handoff to the up back, Woodson, and he goes straight forward, bouncing off tacklers off to the right side, angling over to the numbers on the far side, and knocked down at the 40 is Woodson. He picks up the first down. Of course, short yardage. Can't be too surprised if they hand it off to the fullback, but he bounced off the initial wave of defenders and rolled off to the right side to pick up another 3 yards. Gets inside the 40. Down to about the 39 is Woodson and the Olathe East Hawks. Blazevic comes out of the huddle and sets up under center. And yet again, we see that power I formation with 2 running backs in a line behind the quarterback. McCray, the near receiver, and Chad Johnson, the far receiver. Handoff left side, Frazier. Frazier cutting through the defense, stiff-arming and breaking a tackle, waltzing his way through the secondary and into the end zone is Frazier. 6.5 minutes left to go. Put another one on the board for Olathe East as Hayden Frazier, the junior running back, just blows by some Ravens and tacklers really rolling off of his back like water off a duck. 43-13, 6:20 left to go in what has turned into a bit of a laugher here in Olathe. Unfortunately, a player on the field down for Olathe Northwest. (43-13), Olathe East is all over Olathe Northwest in this one. And running off under his own power, he's the fellow who had a huge hit on quarterback Blazevic on a quarterback keeper. That's Brashear. Running off under his own power, it's good to see, and looks like he's trying to walk it off on the sideline. So, might have been winded or just a bit of cramps catching him, but he's walking it off over here on the sideline. Looks fine, is Brashear. Algren in to kick yet another extra point. This is the 6th extra point attempt from Algren. He's made the first 5. 15 on the play clock after that injury stalled things. And now back to it are the Hawks. Snap good, hold down, and the kick is good. Algren is automatic. 6 for 6 is Algren. Ryan Algren, I should say, the junior. 5'11", 195 pounds with a very strong leg. Pretty admirable kicking from Algren thus far. Mr. Olathe. Visit MrOlathe.com to search homes for sale in Olathe, Johnson County, and the entire KC metro area. Make MrOlathe.com your one-stop shop for searching homes for sale. That's MISTER Olathe.com. The Command, Kansas City Command, that is. Season tickets for the 2012 Arena Football League season on sale at Sprint Center. Call 855-KC-ARENA for more information. Thanks again for listening to the Great Mall of the Great Plains Game of the Week here in the Olathe area. We're at the Northern Athletic Complex of the Olathe District Schools up here in College Boulevard, just across the way from Olathe Northwest, where the Ravens call home. Unfortunately, in their homecoming game, they are losing by 31 points. Caught by Middleton. cutting up the 30-yard line and right through the defense. Good blocking there for Middleton. The Ravens do a great job setting up their special teams unit and getting Middleton out to the 35-yard line. Let's see if they mark him down short of that. Yeah, they had a knee down at the 33. So let's see what the Ravens cook up here. Willie Cauley, the kid who can dunk it from pretty much anywhere on the floor on the basketball court, is lined up at the wide receiver on the far side. Rook hands off to Middleton. It's been the Middleton show in the third quarter, and he's spinning away from tackles, getting back to midfield nearly at the 40-yard line. I should say the center of the field, not necessarily the midfield stripe. Running right between the hashes and spinning like a dryer to get rid of defenders is Middleton. To about the 40-yard line. Middleton still in the backfield in that pistol formation for Dalton Rook. Rook back to pass, looking near side. Willie Cauley, deep route for Willie Cauley. Catches it, puts a foot down, and lands hard on his back. That had to have winded the poor guy. 6'10", that's a lot of size hitting the ground at once for Willie Cauley. Pops up, though, and he gets that reception at the 30-yard line. What an awesome job by Cauley, not only diving, but reaching that long leg down inbounds to complete the reception. And Willie Cauley, I believe, might have landed on his tailbone, actually. That's a tough landing for a big bird like Willie Cauley. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, and Rook and company are waiting for what is the call. And finally, not a flag down, but we do see roughing the passer personal foul on the Olathe East Hawks. So that will be assessed, I believe, after the 30-yard line. I guess not. I'm not sure. You'd think they'd assess the yardage upon the completion. Yeah, the head referee, the white cap, coming out to move the rest of the herd another 15 yards. So from the 30 down to the 15-yard line go the Ravens after that big catch by Willie Cauley, and Rook took a shot well after the play, so that moves them up another 15 yards to the 15-yard line. 44-13, Ravens needing the small miracle here with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. Never say never. Check that the Ravens and Rook have the ball. Hand the ball off. Middleton cutting through the defense all the way down to the 5-yard line and down to the 2. Right up at the 2-yard line before Middleton gets up, and my goodness, we saw a steady dose of Dalton Rook, the quarterback. He's a very capable thrower, leads the Sunflower League, as I mentioned, in yards, in total yards, passing. But Middleton has really driven this team, and he takes the handoff here from about the 3-yard line, reaches over the goal line, and we have a false start on the Ravens. Middleton, as he was going down, albeit only 5'10", had enough reach to get it over the yellow chalk line of the goal line here. But that is going to be all for naught, as a false start penalty was charged to the Olathe Northwest Ravens. When they get it going, something seems to hold them back. The Olathe Northwest Ravens can't break free from the shackles that they find themselves in. So Rook and Middleton in the backfield going to try and take another crack at it with 5.5 minutes left to go. It's 44-13 here on 810 Varsity's broadcast of the Great Mall of the Great Plains Game of the Week here in Olathe. I'm Kyle Larson alongside Ethan Denton. Just 5.5 minutes left to go in this game. Rook standing in pistol formation, Middleton behind him. Gonna throw it. Lob pass to the big guy. 6'10" Willie Cauley, double covered, probably like the coverage he's going to see on the basketball court, and knocked away by the defense. So no touchdown, but we have a 2nd and goal to go for the Ravens after that incompletion from the 7. Willie Cauley, again, the near wide receiver. Parker, the slot receiver, on the left side. Rook looking back and throwing a screen pass over to Middleton. Very good play call over the left side, but even better play from the defenseman, Kyle Weebler. Weebler coming up from his defensive back position to make that only like a 2.5-yard gain. So it's now 3rd and goal. Middleton thought he had a little something, and I thought they might have cooked up a nice screen pass there, but Weebler busts in and breaks up the party. Middleton and Rook in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the right, none to the left. Or check that, there's one out to the left. And Middleton waltzing in. Breaks 3 tackles as he goes off the right side. A handoff to Middleton. Scores the 3rd touchdown for Olathe Northwest in this offensive outpouring. Would have been nicer to see in the first half, as it might have been a closer game, but at least Olathe Northwest has something rolling here. In the second half of this game, Middleton marches in for the score. Chase Gitlin to kick this one through the uprights. The holder is Corey Kipp. Kick is up and good from Gitlin. Olathe Northwest makes it an even 20, but Olathe East has capitalized a few times, more so than Olathe Northwest. They have a score of 44-20 over the Ravens. A chilly autumn night, actually the first autumn night of the year here in Olathe, as Olathe Northwest has a stunned crowd for homecoming. 44-20. Olathe East leads Olathe Northwest here in Olathe. Great Mall and Mid-America Aces Chevelle Car Show this Friday noon till 10 and Saturday 8 till 4 p.m. Over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos at the Great Mall. I-35 exit 215 in Olathe. The kick, and it's an onside one from Olathe Northwest, and waiting for it to go 10 yards. It looked like was the Ravens' Brennan Hanna out there, but couldn't get it as he had to kind of play it patient for the ball to come to him as he was 10 yards down the field, but Olathe East smothers it. Miller for Olathe East gets the ball at the 50. So it was fun, really fun to watch Willie Cauley and Rook out there throw the ball around. Willie Cauley is beyond tremendous, and I can't wait to see him on the basketball court. And I really think that's where the production lies for him in the future, but he says he really loves football, and he's got some speed beyond what you'd expect a 6'10" guy to have. So it was a pretty fun game to watch for Willie Cauley and Rook, though they really weren't clicking at all times. Olathe East trying to put this one in the bag, 44-20, Olathe East, with their backup quarterback in and running it for a loss of 3. Indeed, was Garong Anyet. Garong Anyet for Blazovic. Blazovic out. Chad Johnson in there. I didn't see Kelsch in the backfield. We're going to see Kendall Kelly for this upcoming play. So 2nd and 13 for the Hawks. They were at midfield. Now they're back in their own territory at about the 47-yard line. Anyet under center. Kelly, the deep back. Chad Johnson, one of the receivers on the left side. Handoff. Up the middle is Kelly, and he's just rolling through the tackles. Kelly does a phenomenal job of using that spin move as he gets nearly a first down on 2nd and 12. Picks up 10 yards to make it 3rd and 2. Down to the 42-yard line. Kendall Kelly rumbles for the Olathe East Hawks to set the offense up at the 42. Garong Anyet. Anyet under center in the I formation. And it looks like Woodson is the lead blocker. They hand off to Woodson, and not sure if he was trying to pitch it back to Anyet. It kind of looked like that. Woodson kind of fell backwards and his arms went up, but might have just been from the hit. Woodson got a lick in there as he picked up the first down on short yardage. So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Ravens. Checking out is Woodson, and Kendall Kelly comes in. I believe. No, that's not Kendall Kelly. Handoff right side and some room to run and breaking some tackles out to the 30 is Austin Blay. Olathe Northwest going to take a timeout. Blay ran it down to the 30-yard line, just inside of that, for 9 yards. Mays credited with the tackle. And a timeout taken by Olathe Northwest. Trying to preserve some of this clock and coach up some of his players, as I'm sure the second team offense in there for Olathe East. See if we're going to go with some less experienced players on the defensive side for Olathe Northwest to close out this one. Now, looks like the starter's still out there for the Ravens. And Garong Anyet, the quarterback for the Hawks, sets up under center. Offset eye favoring the left side. And they actually hand off to the short back, and it looks like there might have been a fumble. Let's see who came up with this one. The ball looked like it might have hit the turf. Olathe East does indeed have it. They don't have the first down. They got the ball about back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Austin Blay, the running back, couldn't quite get much going there. And it looks like he's still back there in the backfield. That is Austin Blay with Spencer Taylor in front of him. And handoff. Blay runs into a massive pile, and we have a flag on the play. Blay only gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on that one when he needed about 1.5 yards. So we'll see what the penalty is. Illegal shift on the offense. So at least they get to try that third down play again, maybe, after the penalty. They didn't get the first down. So we'll see this one. 3rd and 6 is where they need to get. Michael Wilkerson in there at wide receiver. He comes to the near side as Anyet is the quarterback and Taylor the up back. Deep in the backfield is Blay. Handoff left side to Blay, and the Ravens sniffing out the run. Smother him in the backfield. Loss of 1 yard. Good defense there from Olathe Northwest. 1.5 to go, 44-20. The Olathe East Hawks have really utilized the ground game to gain control and hold on to that scoreboard advantage. With just about 1.5 minutes left, they're faced with a 4th down here. Anyet. And it looks like we had a timeout on Olathe East. Might have had too many men on the field there. Not exactly sure. Not exactly sure if they had 12 men in the huddle or not, but looked like they had too many men on the field. 1 minute 14 left to go. 44-20 is the score. Olathe East leading. They have the ball, and it's 4th and about 7. Olathe Northwest looking to get on with their homecoming celebrations, albeit the spirits might have been depressed a bit by the scoreboard, but still a pretty strong showing. As I mentioned, homecoming is the event here for Olathe Northwest. Visit MrOlathe.com to search homes for sale in Olathe, Johnson County, and the entire KC metro area. Make MrOlathe.com your one-stop shop for searching homes for sale. That's MISTER, Olathe.com. Anyet rolling out to the right. Looked like he was going to pass, but instead just going to try and run it, and just engulfed by the Ravens defense at the line of scrimmage on the far side, right as he just crosses where the numerals are, and knocked down. Ravens get the turnover on downs. So Olathe Northwest going to try and tack some more on the board as they trail by 24. A minute and 8 seconds left to go. Ravens get the ball on a turnover on downs at the 37-yard line. Dalton Rook, Sunflower League's leading passer coming into this game, lines up with Willie Cauley in the slot. This time not split farthest out. And it looks like they're going to throw an out route to Cauley. Cauley wide open, catches it at the 40 before being roped down at the 40, checked at the 39-yard line. Great catch by Willie Cauley. They lined him up inside so they could run him out instead of having him just on a go route like they've had him for most of the calls. But a good play call there. Frees him up for a 24-yard reception before getting bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Rook, quick step, throws over to Cauley again. He's going to have to break some tackles. Can't quite get by his defender, but he does pick up enough for another first down. Willie Cauley, a very potent offensive weapon. So they go quickly here, not going quietly. And it looked like the offense was told to get the clock set. And we had a snap. Not sure exactly who the false start was on the offense, but there are penalty flags, and it's going to move the ball back. 56 seconds left to go. Ravens look like they waited for the clock to be set, so I'm not sure if they penalized them for going before the referees were ready. Wind the clock, says the referees, and yes, we're good to get going. Dalton Rook back to pass. Pressure coming, but throws it away. Streak route down the side. No, check that. Down the seam. Intercepted. The third interception of the night by this Olathe East Hawks defensive secondary. They have really done a good job going up against a very potent defensive, or check that, offensive onslaught through the air. Great job by this Olathe East defense, and that's Kyle Weebler coming up to make another big play. So that ends the offensive drive for Olathe Northwest, and the defense is going to have to try and get them back on track. They trail by 24 with 45 seconds left to go. So Olathe Northwest looking 2-2 in the face here, as Olathe East is hungry to move to 3-1. Bunch formation. This might just be a kneel down by Anyet. Indeed it is, and he's going to take a few steps backwards first to try and run off as much clock as possible. 40 seconds left to go. Of course, 25 on the play clock. That will start when they wind the clock, and it's set, which is about a 5-second differential. Nope, they've waited a little while longer on that one, so it's about a 2-second differential. So 17 seconds left in the play clock. Now down to 13, 12, 10, and yet another kneel down, and that will do it. 8 seconds left to go for Olathe Northwest and Olathe East, and that is going to do it. 2-1 over. Olathe East wins what is Olathe Northwest's homecoming game. So 44-20, Olathe East comes out with a pretty good defensive showing. The defense that, as I mentioned, gave up over 300 yards to Olathe North in that very first game of the season has since tightened up. Looked pretty good against Shawnee Mission East, giving up only 35 total rushing yards. And then they held Lawrence to just 20 yards. Or check that, 20 points. 20 points. 20 yards would have been impressive, but it was a very impressive game against the leading yard gainer of the Sunflower League in Brad Strauss. So, with that being said, We are going to conclude that one. I'm Kyle Larson for Ethan Denton, 44-20. Olathe East gets the victory over Olathe Northwest. Olathe East, as I mentioned, goes to 3-1. Check that. Olathe Northwest goes to 2-2.